turn the crank to give compression to the engine, and then ignite it, start it, and then we have to get behind the steering wheel. The big problem is when I turn the crank and give compression, normally the ignition comes before the high point of the piston, and it will be blown back, and I will get an enormous shock here, and probably it will break my arm or shoulder, or I'm very awkward, I break my neck. So all these cars have a device here to arrange that the ignition comes after the high point. So then it starts turning, and then you quickly have to get here and adjust the ignition, and then you can drive. Another big problem is all the horses around us, because they have hooves and they're nailed with little sharp nails, so we always have punctures and we have to repair tires constantly. And if we undo this, we have an whole afternoon to reassemble it, so don't. We take off the tire from the wheel like we do with the bicycle now, take out the air chamber, find the hole by licking, and then glue rubber on it, and then put it back in place and inflate it again, and then we're on the road again. Now these cars, at the very beginning, you buy such a thing, but you have never driven. Your daddy has never driven. You're a good horseman, so you have to learn first from the manufacturer how to drive it. And then when you buy it, you usually get only the chassis and an engine. So you order the car, and they say, yes, in 6 weeks it will be delivered, but you will get a chassis, wheels, and an engine. And then you go to a coach builder after ordering the car, and you order the coach. And if you're wealthy enough, you can say, or you can choose, you can buy a summer coach and a winter coach. And with 6 large bolts, you undo it, take it off the chassis, and just swap the bodywork. And then you're ready for the new season. The big problem is that the chassis of such a car weighs about 150, in the 30s about 300 kilos for a big car. So when André Citroën says, oh, but I'll take just a sheet of metal of which we make also sardine tins, give it some corrugations to stiffen it up, and then not glue in those time, weld everything together, it will be stiff enough to keep the weight. And it's wonderful because he saves 200 kilos on the car, puts a small 4-cylinder engine in it, and overtakes everyone. Wow, that's a real step forward. In the 20s it was very fashionable to have a bodywork looking like a little boat. Cars have always been very exciting, they go fast, they have wonderful noises, and so the bodyworks really shapes the thing, and they all have their curves where they should be and the wrinkles where they should be, and they keep long very beautiful. So people like cars and go to very fashionable coach builders like Dieter in Brussels to make a wonderful thing in a beautiful color with a very small windscreen so as to be able to drive very fast aerodynamically. But in the 30s it was still chassis and wheels, and you see also that the bonnet is still opening to the side on both sides. First on this side you have to work, and then close it again and then open the other side. This one is our first one, which opens like we know for the moment just like a crocodile's mouth. It's a Cort 812, it's American, and it's very bad car because it has an electrical gearbox, and in the 30s an electromechanical gearbox. Ooh, that is a real problem. Sometimes you want to shift in 4th gear on the move, of course, because this works normally, and then this gearbox shifts you in reverse gear, and off the road you go, of course. This is really the 50s, the 60s American aircraft carriers with tail fins, with jet exhaust pipes, who were looking terrific at the front. And this one has 8 headlamps in my, yes, 8 headlamps. We have a luxurious French car here, the Citroën DS, and it is specially coach built by a Paris carrossier by Chaperon, with a window between driver and the passengers, and in the back seat there's a little door. You open it and you have a bakelite telephone horn to say, Nestor, we are driving first to a patisserie and fetch a cake for Madame, because we are quite late, and this is really comfortable. Those nice old days, special cars were made by coach builders on wooden frames, like the Vassel Vega, like the Ferrari 250 with the coachwork by Boano. In those days, Ferrari was really beginning, and what I have under my hand is fabulous. It's a 2.5 liter 12-cylinder engine. Wow! But in order to use it, you have to be a very, very good driver, because road handling of these cars is very, very bad. One of the customers of Enzo Ferrari in those days said, "Sir, sorry, but this is really not a good car." And Enzo Ferrari said, "Yes, it's the best." And the other one says, "Yes, but I know I'm making mechanical things yourself. Well, why don't you make your own cars?" And Lamborghini said, "I will do," and started, and took in Bizzarini, the chap who had designed the engine for the Ferrari 250 GTO, who had a quarrel with Enzo, and so that's how the nice things come together and the Countach is born. Here's the first Lamborghini, and of course a Porsche 911, iconic little sports car, and our Lamborghini Espada, the early days of Lamborghini, and we are already on the way, that and the Miura, and off we go. On this side, a lovely little Jaguar, the Mark II, with a 4.26 liter 6-cylinder engine in green, and this was one of the finest cars of its day. It had front-wheel drive, a very good road handling, and so it was an excellent getaway car, and so very popular with thieves and so on. In Belgium in the 80s it was the Golf GTI. I see that also on this side we are a little bit blocked. We can go to the corner over there, or go on the terrace and have a look down to see what's down there. Okay, start like that.